Okay, so our lesson today is on regions. You will need your foldable for this lesson. But right away, you don't need to write in it. Just sit back and soak up the information. Try to remember as much as you can. So, a region. The question we ask ourselves is what makes this area different and unique from another area? There are three types of regions. We have a political region, a physical region, and a cultural region. Our political regions are boundaries determined by a governing body. That'd be the government. An example would be the borders between states or countries. This is a fancy picture of Arkansas, and you live in the state of Arkansas. So that is a political region. You can say you live in Arkansas, it's your region. Okay. After political regions, we have physical regions. And physical regions are determined by two things. But first, they can be determined by landforms. The Great Lakes region is in the northern United States, around Michigan and Wisconsin's here, and New York's over here. So all this area is the Great Lakes region. And it's that region because of the landform, the Great Lakes. Here's the entire United States. We have the Rocky Mountains. That area around the Rocky Mountains is just the Rocky Mountain region because it's around that physical landform. Okay, so we have physical regions that are determined by landforms and climate. Climate is affected by three things that I want you to remember. Latitude, okay, that tells how far north or south of the equator it is, right? Those horizontal lines. Nearness to the ocean, that will affect your climate. And elevation. Elevation is how far above sea level you are, or below sea level. So a tropical region would be a region that has tropical weather. So I drew some palm trees to remind us of the warm weather. A polar region is very different than a tropical region. So we have ice floating and an iceberg, and just to remind you that the climate definitely can affect a region. Okay, so physical regions determined by landforms and climates. Last type of region we have is a cultural region. And that is an area that shows similar beliefs or customs. So we have a few cultural aspects here. A predominant language definitely makes a region. If you have an area where everybody speaks the same language, that's a region. Music, different cultures have different kinds of music that can create a region. Religion, also, if there's an area, has a group of people that believe the same thing, that's a region. Clothing, agriculture, what they grow there. Architecture, what their buildings look like. Anything from their homes to professional buildings and public buildings. So all those things are cultural aspects that can create a cultural region. Okay? Now this is where you'll need your foldable. Here's mine. Should look like this or something similar to it. On the top it says 5 themes of geography. You open one page, and that page should be labeled at the bottom location. Where is it? If you don't have this page done, you need to go back to the last video and finish it. Everything for absolute and relative location needs to be on this page. So then you turn it, and this page has to be labeled region. What makes this area unique and different from another area. And that, you'll have to go back to the beginning of the video. That very first board has that on it. Everything else on this page has to come from this board. So you can pause it and just copy all that down. I will read it just in case you can't read it. So a political region, the boundary is determined by a governing body, such as between states. Physical regions, there are two types. We have landforms and climate, and I want you to have that climate is affected by latitude, nearness to the ocean, and the elevation. Okay? Very last one you have to have, cultural regions. That's an area that shows similar beliefs and customs. You need to have this copied onto your second page like this for class.